So, as a book publisher, I see a lot of mistakes that authors make, and they tend to make the same mistakes over and over again. And as an author, I'm really mindful to try to not make these mistakes, but of course, no one's perfect. But there's one thing in particular that I realize keeps coming up with manuscripts I read, and I think it's because a lot of writers hear this advice that you need to get into the action straight away, and that they interpret that as go hell for leather in that first chapter, just throw a whole lot of stuff in it, to get the reader's attention or whatever it is, mainly just because of that advice of get to the action quickly. And I think there is a misunderstanding about what action means, actually. So, actually, not being original with my words there, but getting into the action quickly does not necessarily mean you have to have action in the plot. You don't have to have the equivalent of explosions in a movie. Like any movie that has explosions in it, the explosions tend to come down the track because you need to set up the world and the characters, and you need to have the audience invested in the characters in order to understand the impact of the explosions. I might be taking this a little bit too far, but you know what I mean. So my interpretation of getting to the action quickly, and I have had quite a few books published quite successfully, so I probably know what I'm talking about, is that you need to keep the story moving, because that means you're not wasting the reader's time. So as I like to say, every sentence has to advance the story, but I also like to say you tell the reader what they need to know when they need to know it. So that means when you are starting a story, starting a novel, first chapter, and you're introducing the reader to the characters, you need that reader to trust you and know that you are going to take them by the hand and everything's going to be fine. They don't have to do anything other than just follow the words on the page. You, as the writer, are going to do all the work for them. That means that in that first chapter, if you're introducing a character and it's someone that we need to care about, you need to give us some information in order to start caring. It doesn't mean that you just launch straight into a scene where people are scurrying around and there's a lot of dialogue and there's action, and we're trying to follow what's going on, but we don't care about anyone yet. So therefore, we don't care about the running around. We don't care about what they're saying because we don't care about those characters. So you just take some time to give us some information about who those characters are so that we can hook into them and be willing to follow them and be willing to follow you as the writer as you take us through their story. Even when the novel is a thriller, even when it's got action in it, you'll find that the very best writers in those genres take the time to give us some information about those characters.